Good afternoon, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and today is Sunday, June 29th, 2014, and this is a review of 6 stock trade ideas today. We're going to take a look at one we exited last week, 5 that we are still in. We took some partial profits in a couple, and those are the main ones we're going to look at today. I honestly don't have any new trade ideas. You know, being in 5 positions, that's substantial enough. You know, I monitor 35, I think it's 35 or 36 stocks on a regular basis. There are more than that I chart, but from an option trading standpoint, you know, and again, when you look on my webpage, I talk about the kind of the parameters around stocks that I trade in terms of for options. You know, you're looking for stocks that are fairly volatile, that they're going to move. They have at least 1 million shares trading in terms of the moving average. And I'm looking for like a 50-day moving average of at least 1 million shares trading. And I like to have more than that because sometimes even stocks around that don't have the liquidity in terms of the number of options being traded. You know, if every stock was a Facebook or an Apple, it'd be wonderful because of the liquidity and the number of options that are traded out there. But even when you get into some of these that I'm looking at right now, like on CTRP, I mean, you look at you're trying to find a decent option and you're still looking at sometimes spreads of $40, $50 between bid and ask. And that's really, really difficult to trade, especially if you have to get in and out quickly. So anyway, those are just some thoughts. So of the 35 stocks I'm watching right now, I've got 5 positions that we're in. And, you know, we're constantly looking at it. We're looking at it every night. So things kind of can change very easily during the week. But that's about it. I just wanted to kind of walk through that. And while I've got everyone, I want to mention, especially to my subscribers who are on emails update. Right now, I am having some issues with my RSS feed for whatever reason. And I'm not sure. And I've had this on and off ever since the WordPress upgrade to 3.9 and 3.9.1. And for some reason, I'm getting this conflicting. I'm trying to get my arms around it. It's not a problem with my email subscriber with Aweber. So it's not an issue with them. They use the RSS feed to pick up my posts when I publish my posts. And so they pick them up and then they automatically email them out. So what I've done right now, just so you know, is I've disabled that so that I will go in and create a broadcast email to all the subscribers, letting you know that there is a new post out there on the website to go ahead and go out and take a look at it. The only difficulty we've got is that if you have been opening up that email, looking at the post live on your phone, let's say, right there in the email, until I get this RSS feed problem fixed, you're not going to be able to do that. So we're working to actively get that taken care of as soon as we can. But again, the problem is with the WordPress somewhere, somehow, some kind of conflict that we've got. So it's not with my email provider, Aweber. So anyway, just wanted to pass that on. Please bear with me while we get through this. There's nothing more frustrating when you have your own website and you're dealing with this is to have these kind of technical issues, but it goes with the territory. All right, let's start off with SINA. We got in this trade and then we got out. We got stopped out, and this was pretty frustrating. Now, you know, maybe I shouldn't have gone against the cross of the moving averages. Okay, so what happened in here is the blue line crossed above the 21, the blue-gray, right in here. So we got a cross, and the first time it had crossed in a while, but you know, it crossed to the upside over here before, but it had done this downtrend. So in 2020 hindsight, which is always perfect, you know, I probably shouldn't have gone against it, but I got these closes below the 20, below the 10, below the blue line, and given that I thought we had a corrective action going on in here, I went with it buying puts here. Well, the next day it turned around, closed back in here and closed just slightly above it. And then it rallied. And honestly, this big day kind of hurt us because I was looking as a stop, a close above the high of this day here, these past 2 bars. And so we got stopped out for a loss on SINA, and it happened within 2 days. So that was very frustrating. And it'll be interesting to see whether we continue to push on SINA here or whether this pulls back down and breaks this trend line. I think the jury's still out on it. I don't have a strong position. We're not actively pursuing anything with that. All right, let's take a look at CREE. CREE is one we bought puts on here on this day on the 24th. We're still holding. It's kind of stalled sideways in here. I've got a stop up in here. It's actually a specific stop. It's not a close. It's this particular price here. I will be changing that within a couple of days if we're still in the trade. So I'm still thinking we've got this counter trend type rally, this like a zigzag ABC rally in here, and I think we're breaking down in that we've got one more leg to the downside. That's what we're playing. So we'll see how that works out. The next one, Melco Crown Entertainment, we're long. We went long in here. The moving average, the close is back above the moving average. We had some divergence that were showing up that kind of gave us confidence that, okay, let's go ahead and take that. Stalled for a few days. Then we got this nice pop on Thursday. We've held up here. And I think it was Thursday, we took partial profits. We sold half our position for a profit. And now I've got to stop on the other half at least break even. I'm not going to take a loss on the second half. So if, for example, I can't remember where I bought these and I don't have the prices in front of me. Let's say, for example, I bought them at $150 an option. Okay. As soon as if the bid drops, if the bid ever dropped down to where the bid was 150, I'd be exiting. I'd sell at the bid just like that. Okay. Just to exit out so that the second half is zero, and at least I locked in my first half profit. Is it as much I would like to have on the entire position? No. But what I'm also hoping here is that this continues to push to the upside, and love to see a gap up, and we'll just keep trying to stay with it. So that's it's broken this trend line in here. Now, I do think there is potential for some resistance here, but I'd love to see it just smash right through this resistance lines in here, this area. But that's what it's going to need to do. We're at the top of the Keltner channel, or we're approaching it. We are at this point here where a little bit of resistance could be coming in. It could be why it's stalled out on Friday. Not sure, but let's take a look at volume was pretty good on Thursday with that big gap up. The volume was above the 50-day moving average of volume, and you notice how it had been trading below the 50. The dotted line is the 50 days of volume, okay, the average. So, the RSI is above, the demand index is positive. The DI plus is greater than DI minus. RSI is greater than 50. There is no divergence showing up. So right now it looks like all green lights for this to keep pushing, and that's what we'd love to see. So QIHU 360. QIHU is another one. We got in here. Sometimes I hesitate after these big bars, but this time decided to go with it. And notice how we had three what I call wide-ranging bars, WR bars. Like 1, 2, 3 in here, okay? We got in here, went through a little pullback, now it started to rally, and it's still stalling out. I would have liked to have seen this pop and come up and test at least this high resistance, but right now we're still in it. We haven't hit our initial target yet where I'm going to take some profits. Again, the details are on the Trade Ideas webpage. If you're not a subscriber, simply subscribe. You'll have access to that and other things and be able to get email updates, or at least be notified when there are email updates, as I'm doing right now. So anyway, we're raising the stop on this one, and we're just kind of, just watching, hoping, would like to see this thing continue. It broke above this trend line, okay? So nice little trend line, kind of a little swing action in here. Pull back to the trend line on Friday. Would love to see it just turn and go. Okay, YOKU to-do. This one, I think there were rumors brewing around on this about somebody buying YOKU, and I don't know whether it was validated, or not. I think it was I don't know if Alibaba was mentioned. Somebody was mentioned on this, and supposedly they denied it. Of course, nobody's going to go, oh yeah, we're buying them when they haven't made a valid offer yet. But anyway, the nice thing is we got in back down in here. Again, it stalled for a little while. Then we got this nice pop, just like on Melco on Thursday. And so, you know, we're in here. We took some profits right around 22 3/4, I think it was, on half. And again, my goal is not to let the second half turn into a negative. Okay, so there's going to be a stop at break even price on the second half of the option pool, and then we're looking to see. I'd love to just let it run. I'm thinking we get through this little resistance here. I think this thing will come up to close to 27. Just because that's where these other points of selling came in on rallies. And here's where the 233-day moving average is. Okay, so that's what we're looking for on YOKU. C-Trip's in a really nice uptrending move here. And I would really love to see this thing just pop and just keep running. I think we've had this primary wave 1, a zigzag primary wave 2. I think we had a 5-wave intermediate wave 1, a flat 3-wave correction in here, A, B, C, what we call flat in Elliott wave terms 2. And so what I'm expecting, so now I think we're in a primary wave 3, which will be ending up here somewhere. And I think we're in wave 1, 2, I think we're in 3 of 3. Usually 3 of the third wave of a third wave is usually the strongest wave. So when I see this come back the way it did in here, nice little correction, and then bam, just, closing back up here, big moves. I'm expecting this to continue. We'll see if we get that. Again, I do have a short-term target up in here where I am going to take some profits because it's giving me some profits. So I'm going to go ahead and take some. And then hopefully we can continue to run half of, the other half or more. So that's the plan here on C-Trip. Let's see if we can back down. I do have some notes in here because I'd look, these were beautiful runaway gaps, okay? And, runaway gaps, you can use them for measuring purposes. And in this case, they worked out wonderfully. But I mean, look how strong this was in here. So it's really nice. And this C-Trip's had some big moves, and it's come a long way. But I'm thinking that we've got more to the high side, and we'll see if we've got this read correctly. We'll find out. Okay, so I think that was the fifth one, the fifth one that we're in. So we've talked about CREE, Melco, Crown, QIHU, YOKU, and C-Trip. All right, that's it for today. We'll let everyone go. Have a great rest of the weekend. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart, and if you found this video helpful, share the video, share the post with your friends. Click on one of those social media icons. It's real easy to do. And remember, trading is more than the bars on the chart. So next time, stay focused, follow your plan, and trade without fear. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart.